All right, hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be working on uh, our wall section for our house and the exterior elevation views. So what that means, if you look back at the drawings here, A-2 has the exterior wall sections. We're just going to do one that's going to cut from the foundation up through the first and second floor to the roof. And then we are going to also do on the T1, we're going to put the exterior sections on there. Okay. So first, the exterior elevations. First, we're going to go ahead and work here. Okay. So if you go back to the Revit file, go to the first floor plan, we had some temporary sections we cut. We're going to delete those. Okay, just hit OK. Make sure you're careful to only select the extension. The sections. See, like I'm not selecting the right thing. There. So when it all highlights, you click that. All right, now we're gonna try to. So if you go back to the 3D view, right here, kind of shift around the back of the house. We're gonna try to cut a section that's gonna go through these two windows up to the roof. Okay, so go to the first floor. So what we're doing, let me go back here for a second. So it's the middle window here up to that window. Okay, so again, first floor. So I believe it is this middle window right here. All right, so here's the section tool. And we're going to go from about here to here. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to take this box, that's the stuff that you see. We're going to cut it back a little bit so we only see the wall section and the window that's hopefully above it. All right, and actually I think, sorry, I think I made a mistake here. I want to go the opposite direction. I want to go this way. All right. And the whole idea again is I want to cut this back and I want to bring this in a little bit. Okay, there we have it. So now if we actually go to that section, or is it right here, the plus button section. So we're not seeing that window. I want to make sure I see that window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to the first floor. Or let's go to the second floor. Let's see what happened. All right, so I'm not seeing far enough to see that window. So let's go there. Yeah, I want to make sure I see that window. So I'm going to drag it out a little bit further. And let's see what happens if I come back here, section. All right, there it is. So it's there. What I need to do, though, apparently, is I can't hide that. What I need to do possibly is go back to the first floor, and I need to basically just kind of click on this and move it to the right a little bit. Let's move it about here. Let's see what happens if I move it there. So go back to the section view. Still not seeing it. So let's go back to the second floor. Almost there. All right, so that's it. So I need on the second floor if I look and then move it to here. All right. So now go back to the section view. All right, now I got it. Good. That's what I wanted to see. All right. As usual, switch the section view to detail, to fine detail. So now I see all the fine detail. All right. And let's go ahead and start annotating this. So pull this out a tiny bit. And if we head on back here, we're going to basically annotate it the way it's annotated here. Starting from the foundation, just zooming in a little bit so we can see all the information that we need. So starting from the footing, okay, so zoom in here. And let's see. So first I have typical footing, concrete strip footing with 3 number 4 rebar. That's 1, 2, 3 number 4 rebars. Continuous at bottom of footing, formed keyway. That's this little notch out here. What that does is that keys in or kind of ties together the foundation wall with the footing. 4-inch perforated drain tile with filter fabric. So the idea is like any water that's connected here, it drains down and then into this gravel, into the pipe here. It gets drained away from the foundation. Minimum 4-inch gravel below and 8 inches above. So 4 inches below and 8 inches of gravel above. Okay, so we're going to do that. So coming back here, so we need to first go to, I think it's annotate, and we're going to put in a, let's see, detail line. I'm going to do a circular detail line. This is going to be where the drain pipe is going to go. Okay. I didn't want that to be a hidden line. I wanted that to be a solid line. So let's make that so thin line. Okay. So again, that goes. Oops, click on the wrong one. That goes right there. We can actually drag that closer around over here. All right, now we need to wrap that all in gravel. So we're going to do a region, so a filled region. And the region that we're going to do is gravel hatch. Okay, so we're going to do some lines here. So starting here, we're going to go kind of around. And then you just got to make a closed region. So I'm going to kind of trace out the footing here, go up against here, 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 and here. And then once you have a closed region, you can do that. Okay. The only thing is, and then I forgot, so I want to edit that. So double click there, and then I want to trace around. I don't want it to fill in there. So then green check mark, and now there. So the idea is that the gravel and then the, is around the pipe. Okay, so there's that. Keep hitting the wrong one. Okay. We need the earth kind of fill for the ground outside the house here. Okay, so coming back over here. Let's see. So we again do a region. This time we're going to switch over to earth and pick about here. Just make sure it's sloping down away, and then kind of just bring it back to about here, and then bring it up. That's a closed area. There you go. One thing you'll notice is it looks like our wall is just kind of floating up above our foundation wall. The foundation wall should be offset vertically down 1.5 inches because that's actually sitting on a sill plate. All right, so we got to put that in there. All right, so in the annotate, we're going to put in a component. All right, and hopefully it just comes up as nominal cut lumber top 2x6. All right, if it's not, just make sure. I think, let's see, we don't want that. We want nominal cut lumber section. So section, we want 2x6 section. Okay, so bring that over here, hit the space bar, and we want that to be right there. Okay, so that's the top of the foundation has a treated sill plate, and then the bottom of the wall has another 2x6. That's the bottom plate. So you got to be careful that's not snapping to the right place for some reason. So hit escape. I'm going to do it again. Hit escape, do component, space bar. There we go. So you put 2 there, 1 for the sill, 1 for the bottom plate. At the top of the wall, you do 2 of them, 1 right at the, so here's the bottom of the floor. We put 1 right here, another right underneath of it. And then on top of the floor, we do another one, and then 2 at the top here. So 1 underneath of the roof, 1 that it's coming off again. So I'm going to hit escape, hit component, and 1 space bar, 1 above it. Okay. All right. We have that. This wall section should be pulled down so it meets the top here. All right. Let's see. What else? Come back over to this. All right. So we need a 2 by 12 put in here, 2 by 12 put in here. We'll do that. All right. So again, go to annotate component, switch it from 2 by 6 to a 2 by 12. All right, we have a 2 by 12 that is going to go, I believe, let me double check. Yep, right up against the outside of the foundation right there. Or the inside of the foundation, I should say. It's going to go let's see. Can I get it to snap to the right place? I can't. I'm going to just put it here, hit escape, and then I'm going to click on it and use the align tool. Click on the inside of the plywood and do that. All right. This wall, I'm realizing, is way too high. It shouldn't be that high. It should come down to here. So there we go. That's making that better. All right. So far, so good. Let's see. This is reversed for some reason. This all the things here should be lined up. These elevations. So if I click that and I drag that over, see how they all go that way. This just needs to be done the same direction. So yeah, there we go. Drag that over and then drag that kind of back. Not sure why that is having issues, but it is. I hit Control Z. Not sure what I just did. All right. Either way, I'll figure that one out later. All right. So now I think we're ready for annotation. I want to see one more. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and start annotating. So go to annotate. Let's go to insulation. So first, the insulation in the walls. 2 by 6s are 5.5 inches thick, so we need to change this from 9.25 to 5.5. Hit apply, and we put in insulation in this wall. We put in insulation. Oops, that's not centered. Make sure it's the center line in this wall. We put it here. We put it above here. All right. Let's see, what else do we need to put in? Oh, insulation underneath the floors. All right. So go back here. So in the floor here, we need to do again insulation. We'll change this to that 9.25. And we'll kind of come back here. And we'll come up here. All right, that's it. Let's try to move that over a tiny bit. So I click on it, be careful, and then just use the arrow key, move it over. And then let's see, what about the top up here? So we have to have insulation in the attic space as well. One thing I realized we don't have is a ceiling in. We're going to put the ceiling in when we do the electrical plan next. but I can go ahead and if I move up here, we can put in some insulation in the roof. So again, insulation. I'm just going to put that here for now, just as a kind of a place to just put it. Move it up above that line. There we go. All right, I think that's most of the detail stuff going on at the moment. All right, so let's actually start putting in the annotation. So text, we're going to do the 2-segment leader. All right, so 2-segment leader. I'm going to try to have this showing off to the side as I work. Oops, wrong thing. All right, so point the arrow here. Oops, let me try to do it this way. Point the arrow here. All right. Now that I do this, the text size seems really large. I'm gonna hit escape because that doesn't seem right. To check the text size before I do this, let's go ahead and put this section on the wall sections view here. So go to wall section, go to the section view, drag it out. We can make it a little bit bigger than that. So if I go back to the section, let's see if I can change it. So it's currently 3/16. Let's try what happens when I do 1/8. I think that actually does the opposite of what I'm looking for. Yeah, that makes it smaller. So I want to go the other direction. So not 1/8. I want to go to 1/4. Come back down, all sections. All right, that'll be good. I can work with that. So let's delete that out. Go back to the section. Let's drag this up. Let's drag this down. And then if I try to drag that back out onto the wall section, all right, we might even be able to work with a little bit more. Let's go from 1/4 to 3/8. See what happens now. Is that going to fit? Unfortunately, that's not going to fit. So we're going to switch that back to 1/4. Okay. And from there, we're going to go back to annotate, go back to text. Let's change our size to, let's see if the 1/4, okay, 1/4 is way too big. So we'll switch it back to the 3/32. All right, there we have it. So we can say typical, everything should be in capital, typical footing, concrete strip footing with 3 number 4 bars, continuous at bottom of footing, formed keyway, 4-inch perforated drain tile with filter fabric, min 4-inch gravel below and 8-inch above. All right, click somewhere else. So one thing I realized I forgot was to put in the 3 rebars. So again, go to component, and let's look for the reinforcing bar. We use number 4. Number 4 is 1/2-inch diameter. So we're going to put in 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. And then the key, so you need to do a detail line. This is just a line, so just use the line tool right there. And from here, come over and up. And again, the concept here is what they do is they put in a 2x4, and it just makes the foundation concrete wall tie into the footing. All right. Now, whoops. All right, so the foundation wall, we need to detail that. Let's see. So let's do this. I'm going to point to the foundation wall. Come up right above there. So again, I want it all in line. So the first line is right in line there. Move over to there. All right. Typical foundation wall. 8-inch poured in place concrete wall. 1-inch rigid insulation, R5, with 2 number 4 bars continuous along top and bottom. Damp proofing from grade to footing. Okay, click out of it. So you see I need to, click on this. I need to kind of drag that down a little bit. So that way, again, they're separated, which means I'm going to need to drag this arrow up a little bit. Okay. Oh, and the rebar, there's rebar, 2 rebar at the bottom, 2 rebar at the top. So let's make sure we go ahead and put that in. So component, the rebar, 2 here, and then 2 here. Okay. All right. Now we need to do some of this stuff right here. I'm not going to detail the bottom of the what's it called, the bottom of the like the ground here, but I'm going to do the rest of it. So it's PSK face insulation R13, 2x4 bearing wall for floor joist, 2x6 sill plate on sill sealer, and then the 2x12 rim board. All right, so we're going to detail all of that on the inside here. So we're going to start from the top and work our way down. So they have the 2x there and over, 2x12 rim board, and then they have this right here. So right underneath, 2x6 sill plate on sill sealer. That right there is the 2x4 bearing wall for floor joists. I need to put in insulation inside of here. I haven't done that yet. PSK faced insulation R13. Okay, so I need to put in insulation here. That's a 2x4. So when I do insulation, that right there, I need to switch that over to 3.5 inches. So 0 space 3.5. Let's put in insulation. Oh, gotta make sure it's centered. Doesn't want to center. Let's try to go up to the top maybe. There we go. That triangle means centered. All right, this time it is centered. Run it all the way down. Okay. Looks like we're done on the bottom. Okay, so now we got to start doing the floor assembly. Okay. All right. So they kind of have it backwards. We're gonna do the Simpson Titan HD screw anchor first. We got to put that in. So component. Let's see. We have. You scroll up. anchor bolt, 1/2 inch. So we're going to put that right here. So it goes, let me just kind of place it and then I'll align it. So the bottom of this bolt sits on top of the bottom plate. So we're going to use, click on it, use the align tool, the bottom here, and then right there. And what that does, that anchors the wall up here into the foundation. Okay. So again, let's do the annotate, point to the anchor bolt. Again, align it right here, align it over to there, and say Simpson Titan HD screw anchor. All right, and then after that, we're gonna click on the floor and bring it over. I'm gonna need to bring it a lot higher than that. Floor assembly. Enter down 3/4 inch. TNG stands for tongue and groove. TNG. Plywood subfloor. Enter down 2x12 floor joists at 16 inches OC for on center. Let me just double check that there's nothing else on center. And then 8 inch HD, my assumption that means high density batt insulation R30. Okay. Let's click on that and move it up so it's not covering up the bolt. Just drag that arrow down. Okay, good. All right, come over so we can see the exterior wall assembly. All right. So we will use this. I want to point to a part of the wall. I'm going to go up with, there we go. Exterior wall assembly. Vinyl siding. 4-inch exposure. Air infiltration barrier. That's like the house wrap. R5, 1-inch rigid insulation, 1/2 inch OSB wall sheathing, 2x6 wood studs at 16 inches on center, R21 batt insulation, 6 mil vapor barrier, and 1/2 inch gypsum wallboard. All right, let's click out of it. So you see that takes up quite a bit of space. So I might need to move that up. So we'll just kind of hit escape, get out of that, move that all the way up. Now I'm going to move it down. What I need to do maybe is these wall things, the elevations, I can pull that out a little bit more. All right. Let's see, what's next? So it does have an interior partitions kind of note here, so I can just kind of put that, annotate here, but I'm not gonna use a leader line. Just gonna write it right here. So interior partitions, 1/2 inch gypsum wallboard, 2x4 wood studs at 16 inches on center, 1/2 inch gypsum wall board, use moisture resistant gypsum, enter down, gypsum board at bathroom. So if you ever go to like a hardware store, the moisture resistant stuff, that's the green one. Again, you want to use that anywhere it's going to be wet consistently. Also, to kind of make it look a little bit better, let's make the headings of these things where there are headings, where it's like the typical wall foundation, stuff like that, bold and underline. Oops, Control Z to undo that. So I'm just kind of formatting this a little nicer the way the architect did. All right. Getting close to being done here. Oops, I wanted that to be also underlined. All right, so we've got the foundation, the footing, the foundation, the floor, the exterior walls, the interior walls. Let's kind of highlight a little bit more stuff going on inside here. So we have the double top plate, the rim board, and the R38 bed insulation to talk about. So do this, go back. I'm going to save in a little bit, not during the video. The leader lines. So let's do so line that up. Make sure it's all lined up with the ones before. So it's the R38 bat insulation. Actually, no, that's the rim board. I apologize. That is the 2x12 rim board. Then we have the R38 bed insulation. And then we have the double top plate. I noticed that this one didn't line up the way I wanted it to. Bring that back over. All right, I'm going to delete that and redo that because that just didn't line up the way I wanted it to. All right, that was the 2x12 rim board. Okay. Oh yeah, the dimensions for the windows. So let's hit the dimension. From here to here should be 1'9". From here to the top here is that. And then from here to here, oh, okay, we're gonna need to fix that. So once the, I need to move that over so we can see the dimensions more clearly. Once the ceiling is in, it's gonna go down 2 more inches. So it's gonna go 8'2", or just 8, no, the floor, sorry, the first floor is 8'2". The second floor, we have the same sill height. The header height is that, and the height of the wall is, maybe I set that wrong. It should have been 8 foot. I guess it's 7'10". So, all right, my bad. We can fix that. Makes that 17.2. Hopefully that doesn't mess everything up. Let's go back to 3D view, make sure it doesn't mess everything up. Apparently it messed up that. So I could say attach top, attach to that roof. There we go. And let's see if that messed up our section. Nope, everything's still good. Okay. Let's see. Now the last thing I think we have to do is up here at the roof. Okay. Let me zoom out a tiny bit so we can see. So again, we're not going to detail everything the architect does. So like out here, where they're doing all the gutter stuff and the fascia and all that, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there we're not going to do. but there are a few things we're going to do. Okay, so zoom in here. From here to here, it's 1'2", and that's the overhang. We're going to put in notes about the typical roof. So again, line it up, make sure it's all lined up. There we go. So typical roof assembly, min 30-year asphalt shingles, 30-pound roofing felt, 5/8 inch OSB sheathing, pre-engineered raised heel, wood trusses at 24-inch on center, minimum R49 bad insulation, 6 mil vapor barrier, 1/2 inch gypsum wall board. Okay. Let's see. And for the moment, that's about it. All right. Let's again make that bold, underline. We don't need to see the section box. And from here on out, it's just kind of formatting our sheet correctly. So look, check this out. It's not there. So drag it out. All right. Looks pretty good. And from there, the last thing to do is to put on the exterior elevations. So like northwest, all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to see any of this stuff. So I'm going to hide in view category. Go to each of these. Hide in view category. Southeast, hide in view category. Southwest, hide in view category. And then basically just drag those out. Hopefully they're set up to the right sizes. Let's see. Yep, I think I did that for you ahead of time. So northwest, northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. Actually, I should do this. Let me put that in better order. All right, southwest, I think. There we go. And then northwest and southeast. Okay. All right. So at this point, your drawing should be done. Let's go ahead, turn in. We're going to turn in all the ones that have been done: A100, A101, A102, A103, A104, and A105. All right. Go ahead, submit those for your teacher. And if you have any questions, feel free to check in. Thank you all very much.